My wife says she wants me to remove her. I've got her pinned up top on my text thing. You know how you do that?
Oh, yeah.
No.
You don't know how to do that?
Pin?
Yeah, I got her. I got her pinned up here.
Yeah, I got the same thing. I got all the people I talk to the most pinned up top there.
Am I pinned?
Yeah, unfortunately. Both of you are pinned at the top, but it's more like a necessity than
Yeah.
They're my favorites.
Can you change his name, Biggie, or his profile pic?
No, it just has both. It says Chris and Chris.
That's nice.
At the top there.
Mm-hmm. I do that.
See the
too.
little circles?
But sometimes I've got my wife, my kids, you all, and Biggie by himself for when I want to berate him. So he's with you, and he's by himself. And then, of course, the Diesel, my best good friend.
I see him right there.
He's right there. But because she's pinned, sometimes I don't get texts from her because I just kind of ignore. You know?
Yeah, the pin actually kind of hurts because it's easy to miss a text from someone because it doesn't pop up at the top with a little blue mark if you have an iPhone. Yeah.
Well, that's a strange feature.
But you can, if you pin them, you can easily just, without having to type the name in, you just hit her face. And you've got it. I didn't mean to say hit her face. It's just, her face is there with the dog. So that's my wife's little profile. So you just tap her or tap on Biggie's face, and then you've got it.
Is it like 50-50 her face, dog face?
Yes.
Or is it like 60-40?
It's more like 50-50 her face, dog face. And actually, the dog is really in a prominent position.
Well, I mean, I can see it's her face. I know it's her, but that's a lot of dog.
Oh, yeah. Biggie, here's one for you. I read this today now. It said that owning a pet that you love, for instance, your dog, and I know how attached you are, is like, it brings the same amount of happiness as getting a $91,000 a year raise for the rest of your life.
I don't know about that. I don't even think my dog would argue that. Like, I don't know.
Let's anticipate the question.
Yeah. Here's the question. Would you give your dog to a good, loving home for $91,000 per year in a raise for the rest of your life?
To a loving home?
Yeah.
This might be the first dog question you've ever got me on.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah.
What if you did it to medical research?
Ooh.
No.
For 90 G's,
no.
You're out of medical debt forever.
No, not to medical research. But if I
what about cosmetic research?
How about cosmetic? They just put lipstick on it and say, shave its butt and put some lipstick on it.
No, I don't want anything like that. But if I knew she was going to a loving home.
Good for you. Stand strong. I agree. I totally agree with you.
A loving home?
Now, I agree with you, but if they put $91,000 in front of me, that'd be a tough call.
I could never know. No, because I don't want the dog
in the carrier so fast.
I wouldn't even give her carrots. I just take her.
Yeah.
I just take her.
But the medical research and research period, no, I could never.
But to look into her big brown eyes too, as they carried her off.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be terrible. If I was handing her over to
a South American dogfighting ring,
no, God, no.
91,000.
91,000.
If I was handing her off to a precious little girl who was like, "This is my forever," I love doggies, then I might feel okay about that.
So what happens to the dog does lead where you go with that.
And she might even say, "I want out of here" at this point too.
Yeah, right.
She might even say, "I'll take that other family."
Yeah. You might take the medical research at this point.
I mean, I'm basically under medical research, so
you are.
Right, you are.
You're trading places with the dog. She's like, shave my butt, put some lipstick on it. It's fine.
Get me out of here.
91,000. That's what it. But isn't that wonderful? That basically you've just gotten a $91,000 a year raise and you didn't even know it. You're welcome. You're welcome. We did that for you. Speaking of money, you may know that tariffs have been a big deal in the news lately.
On, off.
Yes.
Currently off, except if you're China.
Except for China.
Yeah, we're going after China double.
It's like, we'll raise you 10. We'll raise you 100. We'll raise you 125.
We'll raise you infinity. That's right.
Yeah. You can't come back from that.
Infinity plus one. I'm doing that. President Trump has paused tariffs on a number of countries for 90 days, but not China, where he went, I'm going double on this. We're going to up yours, China. So he told us yesterday, someone said, they just
why
said,
the pause?
Why the pause? Everybody just said, you've got a spine of steel. You're going to, it's short-term pain for long-term gain. And then he paused it. And he said, you know why? People were getting a little bit jittery.
Well, I thought that people were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy, They were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid because we have a big job to do. No other president would have done what I did. No other president. I know the presidents. They wouldn't have done it.
I know all the presidents. Nobody's going to
All
do
you
this.
pansies around me. Get a spine. Get a spine.
Come on, get
Grow
a spine.
a pair.
I had-
All right, I'll pause it.
He was describing.
Puss.
I was getting a little yippy. I have to say, I was getting a little yippy in here. As soon as he did it, the stock market went up 3,000 points.
Mm-hmm.
I was as yippy as they come. Meanwhile, while you weren't looking, he's fixed your shower also. I had no idea that he was doing that. He signed a ton of executive orders now already. It was only a few months ago that Chris Demm was complaining about water pressure in his shower.
We got a new shower head, and the flow was terrible.
That's right.
So we called in our friend who said, I know your problem. Obama plug.
Got you a Obama plug in there.
He just says, took it off, popped out the plug.
Yep.
I've got glorious pressure.
You got great pressure with your water. And President Trump has now signed an executive order making those Obama plugs illegal. They took them right out of there. Or at the very least, you don't have to have your Obama plug. And he was sitting at the desk when he signed it into law.
You take a shower or wash your hands, whatever you do, including dishwashers where no water comes out. But you wash your hands, and in my case, I like to take a nice shower to take care of my beautiful hair. And I have to stand under the shower for 15 minutes till it gets wet. It comes out drip, drip, drip. It's ridiculous. And what you do is you end up washing your hands 5 times longer. So it's the same water. And we're going to open it up so that people can live, and we're going to hopefully have Congress approve it so it's memorialized.
100%. You got your shower pressure back now because you don't have to have the Obama plug in there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, that's done. That has been done now. It's out there. I just saw that Michelle Obama says she is not divorcing Barack Obama. This was speculated. What did she not show up for? The inauguration?
She was not at the inauguration.
She
and
wasn't.
Something else.
Was she at the Carter funeral? I don't recall.
No, I don't think she was there either because Trump and Obama sat side by side, right?
Yeah, just laughing and
I think.
giggling. But she wasn't at the inauguration. So then people, and you may be right about the, I can't recall if she was at the.
I think she missed 2 events in a row.
She missed the funeral?
Did she? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So people said, oh, she must be divorcing her husband. Trouble in paradise. She finally has broken her silence on this. And she said, okay, so I skipped these events. As a woman, we struggle with disappointing people so much so that this year people were like, you can't make a choice that you needed some time to yourself. You must be divorcing your husband. What sense does that make? You assume I'm divorcing my husband because I'm not at 2 events where he is? Ridiculous.
Well, they're not, Rotary Club lunches.
Carter's
There's a little more official
funeral
functions.
and the inauguration. So what do you think President Obama said when Michelle said, I'm skipping this, I need some time? Do you think he knew that would be
I think he thought it was going to look bad. He might not have said it out loud to her, but yeah, it's going to look bad.
I wonder why she chose not to go. She just basically said, I need some time. I'm not going to do this. Although
at the time, I think people thought she didn't want to see or deal with President Trump.
Yeah, at both of those events. She said, people say these things. It was just a choice that I made. If it doesn't fit into the sort of stereotype or narrative people think we should be doing, then it gets labeled as something negative and horrible. Oh, I must be divorcing my husband because I wasn't on the grand stage with him twice.
Well, I would have never made that connection.
Me neither.
But, I mean, most people don't choose to go to funerals. You're almost obligated to go. Because of whatever station in life. Her station was former First Lady.
It did seem she should have been at that. And really at the inauguration, too. I was with Biggie. I thought, she doesn't want to see President Trump. But her husband got along with him just fine.
Remember, that was a big thing, too, was that they had a laugh and everyone was like, what were you laughing at?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And wasn't it, somebody read George W. Bush's...
I heard you left your ball and chain at home. How?
Finally rolling solo.
Stop it, Donald.
Man, you crack me up. I'm sorry, but that cracks me up. This guy can break up a room. Yeah.
I told you didn't have to come, Melania.
And I believe it was a lip reader said at the inauguration, George W. Bush said to Obama, how do we stop this crap from happening? Is it possible to stop
I don't buy lip readers or podcasts.
No, I don't know. I think lip readers are less trustworthy than podcasts. At least on podcasts, you know it's been
But
said.
they're slightly more trustworthy to me than body language.
Body language expert's the worst. Body language expert is a
body language expert at the inauguration. What is the former president thinking here?
When respected news shows started talking to body language experts, that was it.
Criminal trials, public events.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, what's his body language saying here?
I hate to say it, but our girl, Deborah Norville at Inside Edition, they do it all the time.
Yeah, they'll talk about body. I do pay attention to it, but I'm with you. I think it's a load.
Now, your body language, Kelly, gives away a lot.
You've said that a few times.
We don't need an expert for you.
Sometimes when I'm talking about a certain subject, I draw in close.
Yeah.
You cross your arm. Yeah, you're doing it now.
You hide your face. You avert your eyes.
Standoffish. Well, I'm pretty easy to read, I would say.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take a body language expert to know me. I know there's one body language expert I see on the local news, and I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything she says. I mean, she's probably a very nice person. I bet she even thinks, I can't believe they're paying me to do this. I'm shocked that they're paying me to say what somebody's body language is doing,